Good afternoon, grade 5. Me again. Hope you guys aren't missing me too much, although I know you are. Hope you guys had a great lunch, and now we're back, and it's time for writing. So here is our learning target today. We're going to organize your writing into body paragraphs, including 2 reasons and evidence. Now, I know it's weird what we're doing. We didn't do an introduction. We're actually going to, for this writing, we're going to write our body paragraphs first, and you'll understand why later when we go to do our introduction. We can't make our introduction until we know what our body paragraphs are about. So we're going to skip the introduction for right now. We're just going to write 2 body paragraphs today. And like I said in reading, you're going to have to go back to the topic that you chose to gather research on. And if you were sharks, you're writing about sharks. If you were zoos, you're writing about the zoos because we've already done that research. We don't need to do any more research now. So what you're going to look at, this is something that you can use as sentence starters or prompts. Our body paragraphs, make sure we have a reason that has a transition. One reason is that, and then you would write it. And these are 3 transition words you use for your evidence. For example, also, in addition. Okay. There is screenshots of that sent in Google Hangouts. So you can go back to the chat and scroll through, and you should be able to see some of those transition examples. I'll also add it in your assignment as well. So we're just writing 2 body paragraphs. These 2 body paragraphs have to be on the same side of the argument. So they should be, for example, if you wrote about zoos, you're going to write 2 paragraphs today about why we should not keep animals in zoos. 2 paragraphs on the same side of the argument. We will then write another paragraph later on that's arguing the other side. That's a counter argument. So don't forget, we're focusing on organization and elaboration right now, giving reasons, evidence, and we're grouping information by paragraphs. And you've already done the hard work. You've already brainstormed by categorizing into the reading assignments. Okay? So we're going to be doing this in Google Docs. So for example, I'm going to go to my shared drive, 2020. And I'm going to pretend to be Gabriel today. I'm going to go into writing, and I'm going to open up a new Google Doc. And I'm going to make sure I put a title. And can you please title it Argument, Writing, and then whatever your topic is. If it was zoos, for example, you would put zoos. Okay? So we're going to skip the introduction. We're just going to write our body paragraphs. Now to do that, you'll have to go to Google Classroom. And you're going to have to go back to the reading assignment from Tuesday. Okay, that was when I think it was Tuesday. Right, Tuesday and Wednesday. So if you open up that assignment, you're then going to make sure that you go and use whatever you wrote in your brainstorm. So if I was Gabriel still, I'm going to open up. Oh, Gabriel didn't turn it in maybe. So let's say I'm Renata. It's loading really slowly. Okay, so you will see Renata has already brainstormed some reasons and some evidence. Now, she has 3. I'm only asking that we choose 2. So from that list, you might have 3, you might have 6. Choose 2 reasons that have the most evidence. So one reason she might write about is this one. Zoos don't properly care for animals. So if I was to write that, I'm going to start off with the transition word. One reason zoos are bad for animals is because they don't care properly for animals. They don't care properly for animals. Okay, Gabriel would then, or if it was Renata's, for example, would then use another transition. An example of this is, and she will write any of the examples she put down here. Now, it would be nice if you could have at least 3 examples. So she would write the rest of her, okay? She would have another example. Another example is, and she would write it. A final example is, and she would write it. Okay? She's then going to choose a second reason why animals should not be kept in zoos is because, she's going to go back to her, they allow captured animals to be bred. Some animals pretend to care about endangered animals in the wild. So she would choose whatever one she thinks has the strongest evidence to support those side of the arguments. Okay, and she would again write our Oreo paragraph. We've already practiced the Oreos. Okay, so for right now, there is no introduction. We're not doing that yet, so do not do that. We're just writing 2 body paragraphs. Okay, so again, to do that, you'll have to go back to the assignment from on Tuesday. Okay, so we're just writing 2 body paragraphs, and then that's it. If you finish, you can do independent reading. Happy writing.